Zeemod does it again. CAT 3406B. Here we go. Hey guys, Clumsy here. Welcome back to ATS. Goodness, Zeemod just keeps on releasing. We have another new set of sounds which you guys probably have heard already. It's been out for a couple of days. CAT 3406B sounds. We'll go into more detail on that. What it includes, the history behind it. But first, let's go and hear the actual sounds, this time from inside the truck. Of course, you have that fancy starter sound with the keys jangling and whatnot. Custom interior sounds that come with his W9 interior pack. I think that's sold separately. Or if you bought his CAT C15 sounds, that is included in there already. Very nice. And that growl. Of the engine is exactly what I am looking for. Oh my goodness, this is going to be fun. Phew. Okay, so we'll do a test drive from Eureka to where we'll be crossing to Lakeview, and we'll be passing through 299 East here. I heard this should be scenic as well, so we should be up for some sights. We'll see how it looks, and in the process we'll get to enjoy the beauty, the awesome sounds from this truck. Alright, let's do this. Going to keep quiet for a few seconds to hear you, to let you hear the pure growl of the engine as we rev up. That sound. Hear that? Seems some kind of turbo whistle. It sounds a bit different too. And here is with the windows closed now. Proper muffling. Everything seems a bit more subdued but still as loud as ever. I like the sound of that. I'm liking this. I didn't think it could get any better when Zeemod released the CAT C15. But time and time again, he has proven us wrong, and every release he's done is a step up compared to his other works. The CAT C15, the previous sounds that he released, they are very nice and they are very bassy. But personally, I'm more of a, how do you say, growly, rattly kind of guy. So I really prefer those engines which are very rough, you know, very raw sounding. This one, I think, is a perfect balance. It has that bass and yet it has that growl. There's also that very interesting sound when you release the accelerator. Here we go. Hear this one. Is that some kind of wastegate action in there? You guys let me know, okay? As always, not the best when it comes to technical details, but I do appreciate a nice set of sounds, and that there was the jake brake. Later on, as we... You know what? Let's try that now. Different stages of the jake brake exist as well. So when you enable it, you can actually increase the level of the jake brake and the sounds change with it. I'll demo that to you later. Oh my goodness, the shifting sounds are amazing. Absolutely loving it. Let's hear how it sounds like when I miss some gears. Yeah, really punishes you for shifting the wrong way. Oh my goodness. Okay, good. Alright, let's enjoy the trip and I give some trivia along the way. Now, first things first, there has been a bit of, how do you say, misconception, confusion with this mod. It actually received a bit of bad press from my community specifically in the past couple of days during its initial release, because there was some confusion with the website. So as you guys might know, all of these recent releases have been payware, but they're pretty affordable. Initially, when Zeemod first releases payware sound mods, it was exactly £3.99 British pounds, GBP. So £3.99, and he's been releasing sound mods left and right. I don't know how many he has now, maybe 3, 4. First in ATS 2, and then now he's also releasing in ATS. But when this sound pack released, this CAT 3406B, it actually got a bit of difference with the price. So the price became, when people looked at the website, instead of seeing the usual $3.99, they saw something along the lines of, what was it, 6 or 7? I think 6 or no, 7, one of those. So basically, it looks like the price is almost doubled and there was no initial communication about it, why the prices were increasing. So given the pattern of always having $3.99 as the price, people started complaining, why is he increasing the price now? And there is no explanation, there is no communication about it, it's just more expensive. So people didn't like that. And this is not me personally, okay? I'm just echoing the feedback of the community based on what I've seen. And of course, there is no complaint about the quality of the sounds themselves, but that kind of pricing caused a lot of confusion. So I started scouring the Discord server from Zeemod to shed more light on this. And apparently, there was a change in the number, in the price, because Zeemod tried to change the currency from British pounds to US dollars. So the previous $3.99 became something like, I don't know, 5 point something. And this new mod seemed like it doubled in price when it actually did not. It was a bit more expensive though, to be fair. But since then, Zeemod has come back. He went back to British pounds, so everything is the same number as before again. So his old sounds are $3.99. His CAT C15 is $4.49 or something like that, and this newest one, this CAT 3406B, is $4.99 British pounds. So a bit different, right? A bit more expensive, like £1 more, something along those lines, if I'm doing my math correctly. Which is not really that much more expensive, but yeah, the doubling number, the number itself caused a lot of confusion initially. So thankfully, that's been fixed. And so yes, if you are planning to buy this, just take note, it is a bit more expensive than the other sound mods, the older sound mods that he has. And for ATS specifically, I think it is more expensive than his ETS 2 ones based on what we've seen so far. And I can imagine why that is. He needs to rent out the truck in real life, and that has some cost attributed to it. I can imagine renting US trucks in the UK where he is based could be a bit more expensive because those are more rare. So it makes sense that the prices themselves are more expensive as well, because Zeemod has to, for sure, still turn a profit. Right? So I was perfectly happy with the price. There was a bit of confusion initially, but thankfully it's been fixed. It's been aligned, and now it makes sense. So yes, just take note, it is a bit more expensive, but in my opinion still very much worth it, especially if you're looking for the growly kind of engine like I am. And let's take a moment to appreciate the views here. I saw Alex and Jack hanging out there. Let's hear the engine here. Checking out different stages of the engine braking. That's the maximum. Oh, combine that with the shifting sounds, right? It is awesome. Beautiful. Let me give a bit more background on the sounds, because that might cause some confusion as well. So if you buy the engine sound, the CAT 3406B, it will only literally be the engine sounds, the engine itself. The interior sounds will not be included. So the shifting sounds you're hearing, that is from a different sound pack. You can buy that separately. I think he calls it W9 interior sound pack, something along those lines, including the indicators like this, the handles, the window sounds and everything. So those are part of that separate W9 interior pack. But if you bought his CAT C15 sounds, that actually comes built in with it already. So for my case personally, I bought his C15. I pre-ordered it actually. So when it released, I got it, and that comes with the interior sounds already. So this time I just bought the 3406B sounds, the engine, and then that blends perfectly with the rest of the interior sounds. I think what Zeemod's plan is to release separate interior sound packs for each truck and then sell them separately. It makes a lot of sense. You buy the engine sound pack and then you buy the interior sound pack. The interior sound pack is understandably a lot cheaper, I believe. I think, don't quote me on this, but I think somewhere around the 149 pounds, something like that. Yeah, but it's like half the price or something. So not too shabby, not bad at all. But how about you guys? Which ones do you prefer personally? CAT C15 or this one, the CAT 3406B? Personally, I like this better, as I mentioned, because the growliness really gets to me. I like the roughness of it. I'm not so much... I like the bass for sure, but the CAT C15 is not really too bassy for me, but it lacks that raw, that gruff, that thing. I don't know what you call it. That it seems like something is scratching the engine. Rough sounding vibe. This is why I really like the DD60 series that he released way back as a free engine in the Steam Workshop. That is why the DD60 is my favorite, but now I think that's quickly being dethroned in favor of this one, 3406B, because the gruffiness that I'm looking for is in here already, and I am enjoying this, and I am enjoying this route. Very nice scenery, just gentle winding roads and all good vibes wherever you look. Let's disable that jake brake for now. The residents here might not like it. In other news, I also have the updated Reforma maps now. The Reforma maps, which are unlocked for 141, compatible with 141, currently only available for patrons. You have to be a patron of Emblem to get access to it. But those who are not, don't worry, because when 141 gets released officially, it's fully released to the public, not in beta anymore, Emblem will release the updated Reforma map. So if you can wait a bit, then that's no problem. But if you're a patron already, yikes, then you'll really like that. It adds a lot of areas, even integrates already. You know, the agricultural checkpoints? He utilizes those in other parts of the map already. So I think he adds some of those in Mexico. Quite nice. Very good. You might also notice that my map looks a bit different again. This is the default map again. That is actually not planned, but I'm testing out this new background map from Official Dowel, the same guy who did the background map for Pro Mods in ATS 2. He's also a Pro Mods team member. So I'm using his sound file, and not sound file, I'm using his background map file. And there's a bit of conflict with the Google GPS map. So I have to sort that out, but I changed the load order so that the background map works without shifting the map incorrectly. But as a consequence, I seem to have lost my Google GPS colors. So I'll have to bring that back later on. I still prefer the Google GPS colors, the Google GPS dark mode colors. Let's float the gears here. Floating gears has never been more fun, thanks to the beautiful gear shifting sounds, and of course the engine itself. Very nice. Such an immersive experience. A while ago, as I was preparing to record this video, of course I looked for a job that was nice, and then I looked for a proper time of day, went to the pickup point, and as I started the engine and heard it for the first time, oh my goodness, I just opened the windows and just took my time parking, lining myself up against the trailer as I picked it up. Maybe I spent like 5 minutes there. Maybe I spent more time than I really should have, just because I really just wanted to enjoy how the engine was growling with windows open and whatnot. I like that in particular, the low speed, the low rev sounds that the engine makes, because that is usually when it's at its growliest, rattliest. I guess that's the technical term for it, huh? Very nice. Alright, so let's go for a bit of history for this sound pack. This CAT 3406B has been recorded with a very fancy, we could call it a celebrity truck, I guess, because it was actually, literally, Burt Reynolds' truck. Burt Reynolds, I don't think I caught him in any movies anymore, not my generation, but I know that Burt Reynolds, was a very famous actor back in the day, and he's the guy, if you guys are familiar with Smokey and the Bandit, I think that has some very famous truck references as well, so he's the main guy there. And he actually got himself a truck, this W900 specifically, and yes, if you noticed, if you go to Zeemod's selfie page, you'll see some real life photos of the W900 that he took photos of. This paint job is almost the same one as you see in that page which he recorded the truck from. So I tried to copy it as close as possible. Not 1:1, but close enough, I guess. And I'm happy that John Ruda's W900 has this exact paint job available. Very nice. I was surprised to see it almost exactly the same one as with the truck in real life. Anyway, so this was Burt Reynolds' truck. It somehow magically got moved to the UK. Yeah. And what was the name of the guy? Clive Shaw. Of Clive Shaw Trucking, which is a logistics company in the UK, I guess. It's a very famous one. I think I've heard of it before. Someone, a complete stranger, went up to Clive and asked if he wanted to buy this W900. And he said yes. Oh my goodness, all the speeding tickets. Oh, that's okay. Let them come, as long as I hear the beautiful sounds of this engine. So someone, a complete stranger, went up to Clive and asked, "Do you want to buy this W900? This is Burt Reynolds W900 and all that stuff." And he said yes, and the rest is history. So this truck, this W900, magically came to the UK and got into the hands of Clive Shaw. And I guess that's where Zeemod recorded it from. He probably contacted Clive Shaw, or however it turned out, and managed to secure a recording spot. He rented this truck, this celebrity truck, and recorded the sounds and mixed them. And the end result are these engine sounds that we hear right now. Immortalized. This very famous truck with a lot of history, immortalized in ATS thanks to Zeemod. So thank you for the amazing contribution to the community. It's great to hear. But yeah, that kind of history adds a lot more flavor, adds a lot of life. I really like hearing about those background stories, how it's happening behind the scenes. Because not only do you get more context on what has been taking place, you also get an idea of the effort, of the blood, sweat, and tears, as they say, the process that enabled everything to come together for us to enjoy the sounds at the comfort of our own homes. Yeah, so it's a really great thing to see all this history, see all these steps, not just the final product, but the process to get there. It's almost just as fulfilling. Oh my goodness, the views we are driving through, guys. I hope you are enjoying it as much as I am, because even if I'm talking here about different topics, my eyes are glued to the scenery, glued to the landscape, and enjoying every bit of it. And I hope you can hear me, because yes, I imagine the sounds are quite loud. I purposely made them so, but hopefully my voice is still pushing through at some points. Like so. Love that. As you turn the jake brake on and off, and as you shift, everything just comes together. Amazing. Oh, sorry. Almost went out of the road. Now, a bit of backstory in line with that. You might wonder why I released this video quite late, quote unquote late, a few days after the release. Well, that's mainly because I was waiting for the website issues to be fixed. If you've visited the selfie page of Zeemod recently, the past few days, you will have noticed that he has problems with PayPal. Over the weekend, PayPal was not available at all. He had to disable it because he was having issues with PayPal stuff. So PayPal payments were not pushing through automatically. He he had to somehow update them one by one. Approve them one by one. And I can imagine that can be a very tedious process. So in the end, during the weekend, he decided to disable the PayPal option altogether. But I really prefer PayPal payments just for logistical reasons. For Clumsy funds, that's where my Clumsy funds are, so I really want to use PayPal. So I had to wait for it to be fixed, and every day, every morning, I look at the website and keep my fingers crossed in the hopes that the PayPal issue will be fixed. And I was so happy today morning, Monday morning, when I checked. Lo and behold, Zeemod managed to find a way already. And he's been able to work around the PayPal limitations. So now you can use PayPal again to buy. That's exactly what I did. Got my copy right there and then after I paid. No problems whatsoever. And now this is what you're hearing. Yeah, speaking about behind the scenes, right? Yeah, I can imagine the amount of work that involved with Zeemod, and just shows how professional he is. Just shows his level of professionalism, how he's made this into a whole new business. And I know some people are still not, in favor of pay mods and whatnot, and I respect your opinion. But as me personally, who doesn't have anything against payware as long as it's worth it, I think Zeemod is an exemplary example of how it should be doing business with other people. He has his own Discord server. I think he has started to employ a couple of additional people to handle the communications, to handle the admin stuff, so he can focus on the actual engine making. So he has someone who is handling customer service, someone who's handling the communications, and then he's coordinating with them. And starting to turn this thing into a well-oiled running machine. He is definitely continuing to develop his systems, his processes. And as a business, that's the best thing you can do. You can't get everything correctly in one go, but it's a continuous work in progress, and we definitely see progress happening on the side of Zeemod and his team. So you guys, Zeemods and the rest of the team, you guys are amazing. Thank you for the work that you do. I may not agree with all the decisions. You know, so there's some questions I raised, and not as ideal as I would have wanted the answers, but I understand them. But yes, I definitely support the company, the Zeemod's company now. He's turned this into a real business. Thank you. Oh, look at this. Now this one, I'm not sure if this is part of the default map or if this has been modified by Eblem already in the Reforma. Where is this already? Let's zoom out a bit. Yeah, this is, we're crossing over to Oregon, I imagine, on the northeast side of California, if I remember the map correctly. Route 395 here. Hear those gear shifting sounds. They're amazing. $50 here. We are well within the safe limit. Here we are. That's what I was waiting for. Welcome to Oregon. Very nice. So you only enter through an agricultural stop when you're entering California. When you're leaving, they don't care anymore, of course. It's Oregon's problem now. and Oregon doesn't require it, looks like. It's a specifically California thing. There we go. Yeah, really enjoying these American roads. Such a different vibe. And thank you SCS and Reforma team for stepping it up, improving, constantly improving. If you compare the roads that we are seeing right now versus the roads we've had in the beginning of this game when it was released back in 2016, oh my goodness, they are worlds apart. I'm glad to see the continuous developments in there. Oh, and yes, in other news, huge thanks to AP101. I constantly promote his channel. AP101 started out as a viewer in this channel, and he had some great ideas of his own, so he went ahead and started his own channel. And now he is really getting big and doing great stuff for the community. So thank you, AP. For those who don't know about him yet, AP101, check out his channel. Just type it in YouTube. The letter A for Alpha, P for Papa, AP, space 101. And that should lead you to his channel. He releases some nice news updates about ATS and ETS2. And he actually watches the live streams of SCS and deciphers them, because SCS likes to give tidbits of information, sneaky updates, sneaky news embedded into their live streams. And in this particular case, AP was able to watch the stream and released a video that apparently Pavel, the CEO of SCS, announced that they are working on DirectX 12. So we should see that sometime, not sure, October, based on AP. He probably got that from the stream, but based on the video from AP, sometime October this year to June next year would be the release for that DX12 and the new engine, new graphics engine kind of thing. So we'll see if that really comes true and what that means for us specifically. Will we finally get better anti-aliasing by default? We will see, one can hope. But yes, cool stuff happening in the ATS, ETS2 community. Hang tight, because things are taking shape, guys. Things are taking shape. So, hope you guys enjoyed that trip. Hope you guys didn't go deaf. I kind of did, but it was worth it. Hope you guys enjoy Clumsy Trucking. Catch you in the next one, and looking forward to your comments. Happy Zeemoding for you guys who are buying. Thanks and bye-bye. Clumsy Trucking.